Ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, welcome back to Garbage Time with BOTA. I will be your host for the first half of this lovely show today. It's your boy Drew Chains here with Soggy Boy Zach and Chris, ready to do a little recap of Week 12, look forward to Week 13, and show you some fun little videos. Gonna be a great show.
Yes, it will.
Great.
Show. Welcome back after a 2-week hiatus.
I'm still dealing. I think actually.
No, this would have been week 3 if we missed it, but I'm still dealing with the sinus infection, so don't mind my voice, even though it's I'm still as annoying as ever.
Sultry.
The undertone is mucus, guys. Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. So hot. So hot.
Hold on. All right, Drew, you gonna tell us what kind of show we got today?
I told you what kind of show we got today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Oh, I did. Let's get that show on the road, shall we?
All right, Drew.
Let's get into our Week 12 games of the week. Am I going for? Oh, I'm the host. Shit, I get to choose who goes first. Chris, go.
Boom.
Game of the week: Titans Patriots. Boom. That Pats defense, absolutely stellar. And I mean, I know we talked about the Pats, Mac Jones at QB, but if they can rely on that defense and the offense is playing like it is, even with small mistakes, they're a potential killer team. One of the best in the AFC.
I don't think we can any longer sit here and say Mac Jones, Mac Jones is legit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the skill set to be an elite quarterback, not physically, but mentally. And that's really all you can ask for. He can continue to develop physically. But if he's in the right mind mentally as a rookie, the league better fucking watch out. The Patriots have another Tom Brady.
Yeah. Again, the stats that they keep pulling up from Brady's first season to Mac Jones' first season, I don't like it.
So it's
but I don't like
weird that we before he was even picked, everyone said, "Oh yeah, he's like a Tom Brady 2.0. This guy's as close as you're ever gonna get to Tom Brady." And I was so offended by that. I was like, "There's no one that's ever gonna be like Tom Brady. Stop saying some random fucking kid is gonna be like Tom Brady." And now look at him. I've never seen leadership in a rookie. Like I say, I mean, he walks out on the field with his head on his fucking shoulders, like most people, but he has that extra 2 cents that most people don't have, especially as a rookie. It's fucking crazy.
No, it is absolutely incredible to watch. And I think that even in college, those comparisons were warranted. Again, very similar, doesn't have a cannon for an arm, can't run really well. He's not a physically gifted athlete.
Mm-hmm.
What he is incredibly fucking intelligent, knows the game of football in and out, and is more than willing to soak up every bit of information that Bill Belichick is willing to give him.
Exactly. And
that's
I think
what Tom
he
Brady
has
was.
that
That
mix.
is exactly what Tom Brady was.
Exactly. But he has that little mix of Aaron Rodgers in there too, I think, where he's not afraid to sling the ball. Yeah, he relies on those short passes, but I'm more with Kendrick Bourne that we're starting to see. I think he's starting to realize that he can sling the ball where he wants.
Yeah,
Tom Brady didn't really do it,
I think that part of his game will take a couple years to really develop to a solid level. But where he is just unbelievable, his pocket presence, his decision making, and his accuracy. He's fucking spot on from the line of scrimmage to 15 yards out. Spot on. And his touch, everything's there. Everything that he could possibly have with his skill set is there. And he's just going to keep getting better. And it's going to be fucking scary.
I just remember sitting at What's it called? What's that place called? Guys, come on. Someone help me. Someone help me. Someone help me. Sportsbook. There it is. Sitting at the sportsbook watching the draft, and I'm like, please, please, God, no. Please, please don't draft him. Please don't draft him. Please don't draft him. Don't draft Mac Jones. Don't draft him. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, no. I'll admit I was wrong. Honestly, I think
most of that comes from your Alabama quarterback bias.
AJ McCarron.
That's what I'm saying.
He has the right to have that bias. Though.
Who was the last good Alabama quarterback? Bart Starr.
Right. Well, I have to say, whatever approach that they've been taking with these quarterbacks, and I'll say Jalen Hurts, Tua, and I think Mac is the summation of this change in Alabama, whatever they're doing in coaching over in Tuscaloosa. The quarterbacks are starting to work now. They're starting to work in an NFL capacity, and Mac Jones is probably the
poster child right now.
Poster child, yeah, I would say it's the poster child. I mean, Jalen Hurts playing very well. His team not so much, but he's playing very well. Tua's looked really good at times this season. Obviously, it's the Dolphins, but
just leave it to them to fuck everything.
Yeah, I mean, but leave it to the teams around them. Mac Jones is benefiting from an absolute monster of a defense this season. Absolutely. Yeah. But you're right. He's been extremely efficient. He's been extremely accurate. He's thrown the ball where he needs to throw the ball. And, any of these interceptions, anything like that, chalking up to rookie mistakes. I mean, again, first year, first season, for all intents and purposes, you replaced the guy.
Yeah.
Even though you had a season where Cam Newton was your quarterback and everything was uncertain, you still don't look at it like that. You look at it like there was a lost season in there. Cool. You're replacing the guy, and he's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much. I mean, not that he sat behind him for 3 years, but like Aaron Rodgers taking over for Brett Favre, you're filling the footsteps or the shoes of just a guy who you couldn't even imagine. And for people to be like, oh my God, he's doing it in his first year, that's unbelievable praise for Mac Jones, especially coming from Patriots fans.
Right. I mean, like I said, it seems like whatever Saban's doing down in Tuscaloosa, it's changing everything that we knew about Alabama quarterbacks, because you have three that came out of the system that are working right now in the NFL and are going to be the future stars of the NFL.
Yeah, 100%. So while you're going, Zach, let's hear about your game of the week.
All right, sure. Let's switch it on over. Let me just hit this banner real quick. Boom! Little Thursday night action, or Thursday day action. I forget what time this game was, but it doesn't matter.
Thursday midday.
It was midday. Raiders Cowboys. What a game. What a game. The Raiders take care of business for all intents and purposes. I'm really surprised that the Cowboys, they came out, they looked strong, and then they just sputtered.
They sure did. I mean, that game was...
they had a really weak showing against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And their offense looked almost non-existent. And this week the offense fixed it, but the defense was not there. And for the Cowboys, it's like, are we finally seeing the real Cowboys again? Where 1 week it's one problem, and that problem is so bad that they get beat. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like every week it's something different, and that is the reason why they lose. Yep. And it's happened 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't necessarily know if we should look at the Cowboys and say, oh, they're in trouble, because again, NFC East, Washington has been playing a lot better as of late,
for sure.
So,
and the benefit of doing this show on Saturday is that the Cowboys have already played in week 13, so we know that they won.
Right.
So they fixed their problems again. It was against a Saints team led by Taysom Hill. Meh. We'll see how it goes.
A very injured, a historically injured Saints team.
Yeah.
Like they broke the record for most players put on injured reserve in a season ever. It's week 13. Good. No,
It's bad.
It's not great. It's not great.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, I mean, a great game overall. Awesome I guess obviously awesome matinee, like late matinee for Thanksgiving. Raiders Cowboys. I mean, that's a pretty old school matchup. Close game, field goal winner. So yeah, I mean, I think this game had it all for this week, especially for Thanksgiving. And I don't know, like the Raiders really confused me. I'm very confused. I don't understand.
They never
I don't
do
know what
what you
team.
think they're gonna
No.
do.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
I do not understand the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Do not understand.
Yeah, I don't understand them either. I don't get
But
it. But all right, Drew,
yeah.
let's slide on over to the NFC North,
Yeah.
your neck of the woods.
Yeah, let's do it. This is as you guys know, my weekly excuse to talk about the Packers, whether or not it was a good game.
It was. It was.
It was a very good game. I am a little disappointed by it. It's a game that I feel the Packers should have won a lot more handily. They should have put up 50 points on the Rams. I'm sorry, but with the turnovers that were committed and where they were committed and just everything, how well the defense played, we should have absolutely destroyed them instead of winning by 8 points or whatever it was. But no, like I said, the defense they've looked decent all year, but this was a standout performance against a top-tier team. Exposed Matthew Stafford. He has not looked good for the last couple weeks. And the Rams have not looked good for the last couple weeks. And this is kind of the culmination of that. Rasul Douglas. Yes. Thank God for Rasul Douglas. He had 4 tackles, or 6 tackles, 4 passes defended, and the pick 6.
Pick 6, right? Yeah.
And at the end of the game, you really looked at it, and just every fucking play, Matthew Stafford's throwing the ball. Oh, defended by Rasul Douglas, knocked down by Rasul Douglas, pick 6 by Rasul Douglas. It's like, shit, this dude is everywhere. And I'm really, 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 really scared that they're going to do exactly what they did with Rashad Breeland last year, who had a great, or 2 years ago, whenever we went to the game, Zach.
That was 2018.
Was it 18? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, Rashad Breeland had that pick 6 in that game.
Right.
And he was one of the reasons that they were able to win a game that year. It was a terrible year for the Packers, and he was a shining star. And they just let him walk. It's like, come on. These are the guys you have to keep around.
Where did he end up going, Drew?
Kansas City.
Yeah, terrible.
Not great.
No.
But yeah, so I'm
Terrible.
very hopeful that they do not make that mistake again. The team's in a bit of a different direction than it was at that point, so fingers crossed. The defensive line looked great. Kenny Clark had some great plays, stepped up when it mattered. Rashawn Gary continues to look really good, continues to develop those physical skill sets that we drafted him for, are finally meshing with the play calling and the schemes, and he's learning how to fucking get around offensive linemen again, which is great. And he's learning how to play linebacker and not just from a set down spot anymore. So I think that after the bye week, getting, I believe, Zadarius back, Jair relatively soon.
That'll be even bigger.
Yeah. So the defense looks phenomenal as it is. Get a couple big pieces back, and at the right time, I think the Packers can run the table at this point and take another shot at a Super Bowl, and they got to do it this time. They have to. So that's that. The Rams are in a tough spot.
Yeah.
They have a gimme this week against the Jags. So
you would think.
Yeah, you'd think. And then the Bills happen. So who knows what the hell's going to happen? The NFL is fucking weird this year, man. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. The league itself is weird this year, but
everything's bizarre. But with that said, let's move on to our little disappointments here.
Thanks, James.
Love that. The disappointments. Let's go to Zach.
All right. Well, didn't think we'd be sitting here week 13 talking about 3-8 Seahawks.
No.
Didn't I?
Did I think an injury?
Yeah, but again, didn't think we'd be sitting here talking about a 3-8 Seahawks team, talking about a Russell Wilson that needs a new team, and talking about a team that needs a new coach. It's time for Pete Carroll to go.
Yeah, and I think that the Russell Wilson needing a new team discussion was started last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's really been a conversation for the last couple of years since they just completely neglected to do anything about that horrendous offensive line.
Terrible.
Like for years, and just to not even touch it is ridiculous. But yeah,
I mean, it started with Max Unger for Jimmy Graham.
Yes, no, I was just thinking that actually. As soon as they were willing to make that trade, it snowballed. They're like, fucking offensive line. Who needs?
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah,
Russ
he's fine.
Run.
Yeah, he's whatever. He's fine.
But yeah, Pete Carroll, we knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think since the Super Bowl, since he made that play call, it was downhill from there. But yeah, it is time. Period. I'm virtually positive he's going to retire at the end of the year. But you're right. It's stunning to see after how good they were and how sustainable their model was for it to just all go downhill all at once, you know?
No, not to say they don't have capable pieces.
Of course they do.
But it's just...
But the critical points, again, your offensive line. You can have all of the talent in the world at receiver, running back, quarterback. If you have no offensive line, those guys aren't even going to get a chance to get the ball in their hands.
Well, right, exactly.
So it's sad, actually. And for what was such a good rivalry, from my perspective, it's over. There's not going to be any more big games against Russ and the Seahawks.
I know.
So,
I know. It is really sad because, you know, there's still some magic there with him, and I think he just needs it rekindled in a different location. But
I think there would be plenty of teams happy to give him a shot.
Oh, of course.
I'm not sure what his contract situation is.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been one to look into it. But I don't know. Well, anyways, so I mean, I think at this point I'm ready to move on from Russ and the Seahawks. I think they need a clean break. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I know how you feel, Drew, but
needs to be a whole new regime.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
For what?
The Seahawks and Russell Wilson, and whether or not they need a break.
Oh,
they need a break from each other.
It's a hard thing. I mean, I completely agree with you that Pete Carroll's time is up. But Russell, I think, is the guy for the Seahawks. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but it's just so bizarre because Russell is a good quarterback, or he was.
He still is. It's just not fair. He can be your guy all you want, but if you're not willing to do anything to protect him, he's not going to want to be your guy.
That's the thing, though. It's like I think will devote his whole life to the Seahawks, and he'll go down losing just because he supports that team so much. But he's a great quarterback, and they just can't seem to catch a break. That's kind of what's happening, and it reminds me of Matt Stafford in Detroit.
I very much disagree. I think that it's at a point where it's not just, oh, I'm going to be a Seahawk for life, and if the team's bad, like, I'll just go down with the ship. It's at a point where it's his physical well-being. He is getting battered.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, no, I
at some point you have to look at it and say, dude, I love Seattle. I love playing for you guys. It's been a phenomenal run, but you've done nothing for me. You've done nothing to give me protection. You've done nothing to make me think that I'm going to be able to play this game past 35.
Right.
That's why it's so difficult, I think, is because he is the type of guy that's like, oh, I'm a lifer. But when you bring in his physical well-being, I completely agree with you. I think he's at the point now where he's like, I can't fucking do this, guys. Like, I'm getting battered out there. We're talking about my career being over sooner than it ever should be because I can't get protection. Yeah, exactly.
And Russ was never a guy to get hurt. Russ was never, but he's been hurt a couple times.
And that comes with age and longevity issues with any quarterback in the NFL, especially where Seattle's offensive line is ranked in the bottom fucking third of the league the past 3
Right.
years.
And any sensible team with an aging quarterback would do everything they can to put the best offensive line out there for them.
No kidding. Especially if that quarterback literally every play gives you his life.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
I mean,
that's why I'm so confused, though, is I feel like, you know what it is, though, is so many teams focus on locking down that wide receiver, locking down that running back now, locking down that star guy. The offensive line lately is getting overlooked. And not in the sense where there's not amazing offensive lines out there or linemen, but they don't take a second look every time. Like throughout the season, the injury bug just comes and goes. And offensive linemen, those backups are usually not the guy that can participate. You know, like you can have a second and third wide receiver that can still make the plays. There's not a lot of common second and third string linemen that can still protect your quarterback. And that's a lot of teams overlook that aspect, I think. And that's what we kind of see here.
You're absolutely right. I think that is a very overlooked aspect. And I think that's a big difference that you see in the top teams in the league versus the teams that just aren't there yet. Even the teams that are like right on the fringe, beefing up their offensive line would go a long way. It would give your offense a lot more time to operate. It would make your quarterback feel a lot more confident in the pocket. So there are a lot of benefits. I was thrilled with how the Packers offensive line played this past week. And it was literally all backups. And it shows you exactly the benefit of having depth on your offensive line, because offensive line injuries are super common. There's so much going on. I mean, you are banging and bashing at full speed with some big ass dudes, helmets, face masks, pads. It's wild. So yeah, no, I completely agree with your point there, Chris. Let's transition here. Let's run over to my disappointment for the week, and it is the Indianapolis Colts and their inability to close out a game against the Buccaneers.
Tough.
Just awful. I don't understand what it is about Tom Brady and just how teams seem to fall apart when they play him. Even when they're up by 3 touchdowns. Whatever. I don't know. The Colts fucking blow. Jonathan Taylor's a monster, but the rest of the team is trash.
Jonathan Taylor is, but you know what though? That goes back into a sense where we kind of see that the running back cannot. I mean, we've talked about it with Derrick Henry. Yeah, it works here and there, but the running back cannot carry the whole entire team. You need other things to save your ass. And the Colts is that perfect example.
What happens when you shut down Derrick Henry in the run game for the Titans? What happens?
The Titans are an absolute joke, you know?
Yeah, they are a team that very much needs their run game for their passing game to work. And the Colts really just don't have a passing game. Whether or not Jonathan Taylor's playing well. Their passing game is super inconsistent. That comes from having Carson Wentz at quarterback. And really no receivers. Michael Pittman is your receiver.
He's turned into an alpha, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. But you got nobody else. And no tight end play. The offensive line's okay. Mm-hmm. The defense is okay. It's a very mediocre team with a very good running back, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed.
A lot of work to do in it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think we are down to Mr. Chris for his disappointment of the week.
We sure are.
My disappointment is Browns versus Ravens. I thought that game was fucking trash.
It was.
There's nothing good about it. I mean, Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, and we'll talk about this later because that goes into my surprise for next week too, or for this upcoming week. And I mean, the game all around was just bad. And if I'm James, who's a diehard Browns fan, you got to be cringing at the heels that the Browns cannot get a good game together. It's like no matter what they play, and just the whole game was bad. There's no exciting. There was zero excitement. You know, Browns had 2 lost fumbles. Lamar with 4 interceptions. I cannot. There was what? So, I mean, there was like 18 punts, I think. I had to look that up. But anyways, it was just atrocious. That was a horrible game, and for a night game too, that was just wasn't exciting,
And
and it
for a
should have been.
Ravens team that really should have just shown up and destroyed the Browns, if the division leading Ravens, the 1 seed in the AFC currently, did not play like it. And that's really the theme with AFC teams this year is they're not playing how they should be. The Patriots are kind of the opposite example of that, I think. I think they're playing way better than they should be.
Yeah, but I completely agree with you. Like no team, all these teams are given expectations this year, and not maybe one a week makes it to that expectation or better.
Yeah, and the overall
underperformance
is
is
horrible. Look at the inconsistency in the Bills. Look at the inconsistency in the Ravens. Look at the inconsistency in the Bengals. Look at the inconsistency. The Steelers
Chiefs.
are just fucking bad.
Yeah.
So the AFC is such a. You guys should win the AFC fairly handily, honestly.
I can see it
I
happening.
would certainly hope so.
Cards have to
Great.
fall in the right place. And I mean, for them to fall in the right place, we need these inconsistencies to stand ground. But that's the thing is you can't even predict anything right now because, I mean, as we were just talking about, it's like, oh yeah, this team's going to be good this week. Flop. It's just crazy all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I picked the Bills to blow out a team, and then they end up only winning by like 3. Dolphins or losing to the
9
Jaguars.
to 6.
Yeah, so whatever. All right.
Let's move on. Let's stop being disappointed for a minute and let's talk about what surprised us last week. I'll take the lead here and loop right back around to Zach's game of the week. The Raiders coming into Dallas and just showing Jerry Boy the door. That must have hurt to watch as a Cowboys fan. That was an implosion of epic proportions.
Yeah.
So
2 weeks in a row.
So bad. They do have the benefit of the NFC East schedule. They do have to play Washington twice, but they get a game against Philly, a game against the Giants, and they have to play the Cardinals. So that's going to be fun.
That'll be. I mean, if the Cowboys show up, at least it'll be a good game.
Mm-hmm. I hope.
I certainly hope so. But yeah, I mean, like we said before, that a huge game for Vegas, a huge game for the AFC West as well.
Yes. 100%.
As you didn't expect the Broncos to come up out of nowhere. I mean, I'll get to this a little later, but we're gonna see a game for the AFC West this week, boys.
Yeah, that division's crazy.
I know. Anyways, yeah, cool.
Go ahead, Chris.
Chris, go.
My surprise? Christian McCaffrey. I'm just gonna be honest. The guy can't catch a fucking break, and it sucks to see this guy's career is gonna be hindered, and he's gonna have a short career because injuries just keep knocking him out left and right. And I mean, we've seen since 2019. Yeah, he does suffer an injury. He usually comes back after his first injury and gets a good amount of games in. Gets his shit fixed after the season, comes back, same story. I mean, this year he's played a max of 3 games?
Yeah,
it's fucking 3 or 4. He's out for the season again. And
I'm surprised that you're surprised.
I'm just surprised that a guy with such a legendary career, what could be a legendary career.
I wouldn't call it a legendary career yet.
What could be. I mean, he was definitely, before Derrick Henry became a beast, he was the guy. He was the go-to, you know what I mean? And now it's like you can't even fucking, not on him. I'm not blaming him. Didn't mean to get injured, but you can't rely on him for anything. Which means you can't rely on the Panthers for anything. Because that's the sole reason the Panthers actually had a chance for the last 3 seasons was Christian McCaffrey.
What are you talking about? He's back, baby. Cam Newton's back.
Back. 5 for 32.
You look at it as well even with Sam Darnold at quarterback. those first 3 games of the season, they had Christian McCaffrey, and they played shitty teams, but they had Christian McCaffrey. And then everything went to shit when they didn't have Christian McCaffrey.
And then they played the Patriots.
And then life got really, really, really bad in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's bad.
It is. It's not great.
It's not.
great.
And it's
a shame.
I mean, so if you're the Panthers, do you actually get rid of him this year?
No,
I don't. I
You
think
can get a
you
first
have
round
to
pick for him,
invest in
probably.
a more viable backup. I guess
they
I
did.
mean, Chuba's
They
fine.
have.
They did.
They have a viable backup. They have
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard.
Right. I mean, now they just got to fix everything else.
Yeah, I mean they if they can start utilizing Chuba as like a 1A 1B kind of situation to kind of limit Christian McCaffrey until he's back to 100%, because Chuba can do it. He's trained.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you have Chuba in first and second down, Christian McCaffrey in to get you third downs, like only use Christian McCaffrey when absolutely necessary.
Right.
I think that's probably the best strategy.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Over to Zach.
Yay, you can take it, Zach. I don't have to give you the.
I know. The Patriots are serious, guys. I haven't wanted to believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I kept saying nope. Yep, they're playing good, but nope, they're frauds. They're gonna come down. They beat the Browns. Okay, all right, cool. Then they spanked the Titans. That's the last week right there. That is the deciding factor. They beat a serious AFC team. Yes, they didn't have Derrick Henry. The Titans still ran all over the Patriots. Doesn't matter.
The
Doesn't
Patriots'
matter.
run defense has not been good.
No, it's not been great, and that's okay, because when you have certain plays like, I don't know, fumbles and 4 interceptions and a pick 6, and your defense
JC
is
Jackson has what, like 7 interceptions this year?
JC Jackson's at 7 interceptions, like 2 fumbles, something like that.
Unreal.
Something crazy.
Mhm.
And he also doesn't give up the yards either.
No. Nope.
Unlike some people we know. Cough, Trayvon. Fucking fraud. What a fraud.
Got all them interceptions, but god damn does he give up a lot of yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He does. But yeah, I mean, this Patriots team is serious. I don't give them enough credit. I mean, I obviously am a Patriots fan, but I didn't think that they were legit. I thought, you know what, they're playing really well. The defense is going to come down, but I feel like the offense is upticking in the right direction. I mean, they've had really good games on offense. Mac Jones looks like a legitimate quarterback. Like a legitimate quarterback, not a rookie. He looks like a legitimate quarterback.
Oh, I'd take Mac Jones over at least half of the other starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
At least.
And with the way some of the other ones have been playing right now, I mean,
He might be a top 10 quarterback.
he could be.
Fuck.
He could. I mean, looking at stats and seeing his completion percentage and even yards thrown is obviously low, but his completion percentage throughout all these games, it's been phenomenal. So
There hasn't been much that you can really set in stone, but I think one thing that we can say for sure, probably, Mac Jones, Rookie of the Year.
yeah, I mean, I was vying for Jamar Chase, but now that Jamar has kind of fizzled out a little bit, and Mac is continuously is still going, yeah,
And getting better.
and getting better, Mac Jones. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, it's already. I think it's set in stone at this point.
I don't think it's set.
Jones.
I don't think it's set in stone.
I mean, Jamar could still.
He would have to go off. And we already talked about this last season and the season before. You know, the Rookie of the Year is kind of a quarterback game. 9 times out of 10, they'll try to find the quarterback.
Much.
Okay,
less so.
7 out of 10.
That's so like what you. It's the MVP award, except other position players win it far more often. There is a bias towards quarterbacks, I will give you that, but it's not even close to what the MVP award is. So
Lightning just won in overtime.
damn it,
Minute
that sucks.
30 in.
That sucks for Kyle.
I know.
Oof.
See, because you got the past Rookies of the Year, quarterback, running back, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, running back, quarterbacks, wide receiver. Yeah. So I mean, it's probably about 50, and then back in the like 80s and 90s, it was all running backs.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's a much more even distribution. I think it's probably about 50-50. But the quarterbacks to other skill players. But yeah, I think that it would be tough to take it for Mac Jones this year.
I agree. I mean,
I think you have to. I mean, not that Jamar hasn't passed the eye test, because he certainly has. But when you apply the eye test to a rookie quarterback and he passes with flying colors, that's something special.
right. Yeah. I mean, leave it to Belichick to actually fucking hit finally on a first round pick.
He knew who he wanted, dude. He knew exactly who he wanted. That's why he didn't do anything. That's why he took Cam Newton for a year. He was biding his time to take Mac Jones.
God damn it. I hate when he's right sometimes. But anyways, we'll swap over. I'll take over hosting duties as we move into our ballin' plays of the week, boys. BOTA's ballin' plays of the week. We got 3 plays. 2 of them from the same game. Count them. 1, 2. 2 of them from the same game. So let's give the solo play the shout out before we head into the other 2 plays. This is a little Drew action. So Drew, why don't you go ahead and explain your video for us?
All right. So my video clip this week is a little Chargers Broncos action. Really a meaningless play in the grand scheme of things, but goddamn did it give me flashbacks to Aaron Rodgers and that Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers in that game against Detroit.
See, when I saw this, I thought more Randall Cobb, because there was a throw.
The back of the end zone.
Kind of thing.
It was in a crowd. Randall Cobb was kind of separated.
He was, but
but the way he went up for it and everything, it gave me such flashbacks to Detroit.
What did it give you, Drew?
Gave me fuck nuggets.
Big Rodgers energy, right? Gave you Big Rodgers energy.
Yeah.
17-yard line. There he goes. Rolling, throwing, end zone. Grabbed at the back of the end zone and ruled a touchdown. Get out of here. Jared Cook with the catch.
Does he land in bounds? This is just...
Clean catch.
Yep, 1 foot. Looks like he got the...
I mean, first of all, how close was that?
As close as you can possibly be. If they had another angle, maybe it wasn't a touchdown.
Right.
I don't know.
Also, the most uneventful, 5 seconds after the play.
Everyone just stands up and walks off the field.
Yeah, everyone's just like, cool, whatever.
This game's over.
Ooh, so fun.
Yay.
Oh my god. Well, the Chargers ended up losing that game anyways, so that was a moot point, but a great play nonetheless.
It was my guy. Shout out to Jared Cook. He made that nice Dallas catch in the playoffs.
He did. That was a really good catch. But we'll move on to our other 2 plays from the same game. Patriots Titans. I have a defensive play, and I know Chris has an offensive play. So Chris, would you like offense or defense first?
Defense.
All right. Well, this actually is a very big play. I think this is the play that turned the game and really made it so that the Patriots had their way with the Titans towards the end of the game. The Titans were, going down the field. Deontay Foreman breaks off a big run, and then this happens.
2nd and 4. This time it's Foreman. He's got a hole. Deontay Foreman, using his speed, fumbles the football at the end of the play and recovered by Jalen Mills. J.C. Jackson.
Pay that man. Pay that man.
Peanut punch.
Pay that man his fucking money.
God, that is such a beautiful play. I fucking love a clean fumble where there's no question about it. Man just drops the ball. Defense clean picks it up. That's a nice looking play, man.
Beautiful play. Peanut punch style, like Chris said. That was the name. JC with the peanut punch. Gotta love it. And I believe off of the fumble recovery, this was the play. This was the touchdown, right?
I can't remember.
I don't know. But
it's more just to highlight what the offense is doing. And I mean, now we'll see it in a second, but what Kendrick Bourne I mean, it's kind of like it's just the explosiveness that came out of nowhere. The guy was a no name, before this season, and now all of a sudden it's damn.
He had some plays in San Fran.
Yeah, I know, but
he had some key plays in San Fran, but he's making signature plays as a Patriot.
Oh yeah,
with Mac Jones too. I mean, the chemistry that these two have is just phenomenal.
Yep, it is. And you could say that he's found his identity, right, Chris? Right?
The Bourne identity.
The Bourne identity.
The 3rd and goal snap to Jones. He throws a lob. Back corner of the end zone. White. Pass on target. It's caught. Touchdown Patriots. A perfect throw over Kevin Byard as Kendrick Bourne brings it down.
What a throw by Jones. He had to get rid of this ball.
Jones is back in the pocket, throws down the middle, caught by Bourne, running room to the outside as he carries to the 30.
Oh, nice
continues
block.
down the sideline. It's 15, away from a defender, into the end zone.
Bourne's starting to become a viable option for Jones.
Apparently.
Was not expecting the inside the NFL clip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what Chris came up with this week. But yeah,
Aren't
2
you glad I
touchdowns.
changed the name of that clip real quick.
Yes, I am. Yeah, no, I mean, 2 great touchdowns by Kendrick Bourne. He's just adding to his resume as a reliable receiver for Mac Jones. I mean, him and Hunter Henry, Mac Jones, Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne is becoming a nice little triplet there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Along with Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson.
And you still got Jonnu Smith that hasn't.
And
done
Jonnu
anything
Smith
but-
is still there. I mean,
he's blocking. He's taking.
They're utilizing
with him. He's
They're
there.
starting to utilize Jonnu Smith the way that he needs to be utilized on those jet sweeps, on those end arounds, on blocking plays, on those little screen plays. Like they're utilizing every piece of this offense the way it needs to be utilized. And they have 2 bruising backs in the backfield that they can interchange at any time and have success.
We could talk hours and hours how they're slowly getting back into the offense that they used to run, the offense that created the Patriots dynasty, and it's wild. Short passes, we got our slant routes, we got our sweeps, we have our oh my god. Anyways,
I think I get what you're trying to say, and I think the big part of it is Belichick doesn't have to cater to anyone anymore.
exactly.
He's not catering to Cam Newton. He's not catering
Mhm.
to Tom Brady. He's not catering to Gronk. He's not catering to Julian Edelman anymore. He has pieces that he likes. I wouldn't say Julius was a big part of that.
Yeah, I
but
was
Gronk
gonna
and
say,
Brady and
okay.
Cam too, especially.
But here's the big thing: is it's exactly what happened when Tom Brady was a rookie. It's the same style
what I'm
offense.
getting at.
It's a very, very friendly offense for a not very physically gifted quarterback, but a quarterback that knows what decision and reads to make.
Mm-hmm.
And you plug a guy with that IQ into that offense, he's gonna
shine.
flourish.
He's gonna shine.
And Belichick knew that. Belichick knows that. That's why he did exactly what he did. That's why Mac Jones is a Patriot, and that's why Mac Jones is the next Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. But it's also, I mean, it plays into both
And
of
he
your
probably
points.
won't have the same
100%.
luck. He probably won't.
No,
But
I'd like.
It's just wild, though. I mean, it plays what both of you just said. They're not catering to a specific player on offense. There's no one on that offense that is like, oh, we need to go around what he says. It's not
or
the
we
Cam
need
Newton
to get
style.
the ball to this guy consistently. No, it's throw
Exactly.
the ball to whoever's fucking open. Just
Exactly.
run the play. It's designed for that guy, but if he's not open, we trust him to make the read already, and that's huge.
And I think
Trust
what's
is a
big for
huge
them-
thing in that.
I think what's big for them too is that they don't have pieces that are so similar where it's like, well, you have this guy, why do you need this guy? You know, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, N'Keal Harry, they're all different. They all have different aspects to their game that complement each other and complement the passing game. And same thing, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, both have different aspects of their game that complement the Patriots offense. And that's without talking about the backfield. I mean, that Patriots backfield is a monster.
Or the offensive line.
Or the offensive line, exactly. And on top of that, they are the most well-coached team in the league.
Without a they have been for the last 20 years.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, coaching can become an issue sometimes for teams, even if they have all the pieces. The coaching's not there. The coaching has never been an issue with the Patriots. Sure, there are bad games here and there, but the overall story and the most prevalent story is that they are the best coach team in the league. And when they have the pieces that they want, they're 8-4 right now. They started off the season, what again? 2-4, 1-4, whatever. They're 8-4 now.
2-4. They've won 6 in a row.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, started off the season 2-4 and ripped off 6 wins in a row, and they are in the conversation for winning the conference.
Currently the 2 seed.
Currently the 2 seed because the Browns don't know how to play football, and B, the bye week.
Yes. But yeah, I'm super excited for Patriots Bills this week.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. But let's transition because our week 13 games to watch, and I know for a fact that my game and Chris's game and Drew's game is the same. We all picked the Patriots Bills.
Yeah, we did.
Let's get into that. Let's talk about that just for a wee bit. We've talked about the Patriots a lot. We know what they're capable of. We know what they're planning to bring. How do we feel about the Bills right now? Because obviously the Bills have had a mixed couple of weeks.
I think that the Bills as a team right now overlook bad.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be a Bills fan right now. It's again going to be a roller coaster. You don't know
They're
what you're
crumbling from the inside.
But this week, playing the Patriots at home, this is the game that the Bills have been preparing for all year long. This is the game they circle on the calendars. They go into this saying we have to beat the Patriots home. So I think that if there was a game that we're going to see a good Bills team, it should be this one. But I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
Right. I mean, we can look at it up and down like this. You know, their run game has been atrocious. They have had no run game.
And
Breda,
Zach Moss was having a great beginning of the year, and then just fell off a cliff.
He's been a healthy scratch.
Why?
Ridiculous. Because they benched him. I know.
Fucking my fantasy team, man. Fucking my fantasy team.
But they're going with
teams being fucked.
They're going with Singletary and Breda as a 1-2 punch, and it's not been working for them at all. I mean, Breda, he's looked a lot better than Singletary has, but I mean, you can't rely on that. That's not going to be enough for you as a team. Now, the Patriots have had trouble with the run the past couple of weeks, so maybe they'll get something from that. But for a team that's allowed around 16 points a game this season, the Bills have their work cut out for them.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen cannot make any mistakes in this game. He makes a mistake, the game's over. That is how clutch. That is how good this Patriots defense has been.
Mm-hmm.
If he makes a mistake, the game is over. The Patriots have the best turnover margin, I believe, in the league right now.
I would imagine.
I gotta look that up again. I'm pretty sure they did last week, but and they have been utilizing and capitalizing on those chances. They've been able to score touchdowns and field goals off of points in general, but you know what I mean. They've been able to score more touchdowns and field goals in recent games off of turnovers than they have in the past, and that's what's getting them over the hump. Especially the couple pick sixes and touchdowns on defense that they've had in the past 3 or 4 games. So it's gonna be a weather game. Like the weather always benefits the defense, and the Patriots are built. The Patriots are built to play physical football. They should win this game.
Agreed, 100%.
Mm-hmm. I agree as well, and I think that plays into it exactly like you said. The Bills are so fair weather right now. I think we might be able to tell in the first quarter. The Bills are making the mistakes they've made over the past couple weeks. They're not going to catch it. If that Pats defense comes out strong and can figure the Bills out quick, especially Josh Allen, there's no chance they can catch up.
I mean, yeah, like I said, we'll see. We don't know what Bills team we're going to get. And lucky enough for us, it's the last game of the week, so we have to wait until Monday night, naturally, to see it. So I mean, it's going to be a great game. I think either way. I just expect the Patriots to pound the rock and use play action, big time, especially in a weather game. Mac Jones has never really played. Well, first of all, Mac Jones has never played in Buffalo, period. But he's never played in a serious weather game either.
Mhm.
So I expect to have them keep the ball away from Jones as much as possible, but utilize the screen game, utilize short passes, stuff like that. I don't know. I just see this as a game where they're keeping the ball to the outside and they're just running this Buffalo defense into the ground. But those were our games of the week. All three of us picked the same game. I know I'll kick this over to Drew because I know Drew has like 17 of them or whatever. So Drew, are you going to explain or are you just going to list them and then just kind of give a brief?
I mean, it's just one of those weeks where you got a lot of good teams going up against a lot of not good teams. Rams, Jags, the Rams should absolutely just
should being the key word there because the Rams haven't played very well.
I know.
OBJ.
But even before OBJ, they weren't playing well.
Right, but that solidifies their downfall.
Yeah. But I mean, if they can't turn it around against the Jags, they're done.
Yeah.
If they cannot win this game, they're toss out the season. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah.
Then we have the Cardinals and the Bears. The Cardinals, who everyone says is the best team in the league, should absolutely mop the floor.
If Kyler plays.
Even with Colt McCoy, they should mop the floor with this Bears team.
Yeah, I agree. Fair, but
Matt Nagy is still the head coach.
Somehow.
Bucks, Falcons. Somehow the Bucks always let the Falcons stay in the game, but this Falcons offense is not what it used to be. No Calvin Ridley. No, they got no shot. It's going to be bad. Bucks are going to destroy the Falcons this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Patriots Bills. Don't be surprised if the Patriots go to Buffalo and just blow the Bills out of the water or snow or whatever the fuck's happening up there.
That would make me very hot.
Oh my god.
Moist.
That would be nice.
Moist.
Solidify
the whole
Bills
AFC.
Absolute trash.
Yeah.
Be phenomenal to see.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? 2 years ago or a year ago, I predicted they'd be the second best team in the AFC, and they were. Didn't say anything about this year. Thank God I didn't. Thank God. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, tons of blowouts I'm looking for. Chris, let's go to you. Blowout watch. What do you got for it?
Rams, Jags,
Rams,
and
Jags.
exactly what Drew just said. I just picked this game because I feel that the Rams have been. I mean, they really had a tough month,
and I think a single game in November.
Exactly. This I feel is a game for them to finally have a chance to catch up. To get that confidence back. Maybe try new things that they know work. They haven't really been able to do that when you're facing teams that can potentially beat you. Not that they shouldn't have won a couple games over the last month, but this is the chance for them to come back, get that confidence, get that team chemistry back up, and to just dominate. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm worried for Matthew Stafford.
I know. I hate to say it.
He hasn't been playing very well.
I love him as a quarterback, and he's been shit.
I could see a potential upset with this game.
I could too, but it shouldn't be.
No, that's the point. That's why it's an upset. It shouldn't happen. But looking at the formula for the Bills and how the Jags beat the Bills, I could see the Jags doing the same thing to the Rams because the Rams offense has been just off. And not that the defense has been great either. However, I expect the defense to gel way faster than the offense will be able to. So you could get a low scoring game. The Jags could win by a field goal. Fuck, they can end up tied like Pittsburgh Detroit. Who knows? Which again is a travesty to and everyone involved, but I actually have a different blowout. I got 49ers Seahawks. Okay. The 49ers are a train right now, boys. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what the Niners are doing out in the West Coast right now, but they are running teams over right now. Mm-hmm. Just did it to the Vikings. Deebo Samuel is literally God.
He's out for the next couple weeks, though.
He's an injured god.
Sure is.
Can that be the title of the episode? The injured god.
The injured god. I think you're going to be editing this because I ain't going to have time. But
Look, all right.
unless we want to just throw it out, I don't care.
Oh well, we didn't have any pauses or anything, so just like
No, we can just do it.
just cut just make the clip and then do the shit.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean it is tough. It's tough, obviously. But the 49ers have a viable offense. They don't need Deebo Samuel to blow the fucking doors off of Seattle, who has been terrible this year, especially on defense. So I really expect the Niners to run up the score. They're making a playoff push right now. They really are. So this would be a huge win under their belt if they can blow the doors off of Seattle, shut Russell Wilson down, and move to 7-5. So, but that's it for my blowouts. Anybody got an upset watch that they're looking at?
Can't say that I do.
Upset, Chris?
Yeah, I have a surprise,
Okay, what's your surprise?
it's an iffy. It's a big chance.
This
But-
is our final thoughts, boys.
Oh, okay. I have no final thoughts.
No, your final. No, you said you have a surprise. I'm saying that these are our final thoughts. So just continue.
The Steelers could take the Ravens, and I think it's iffy.
Like primally,
Like take them out to a nice seafood dinner and never call them again. And we've seen how the Ravens played last week against the Browns, same division, and they're going against the Steelers. The Steelers are not going to let Lamar make the same mistakes he did last week. They've probably been watching that tape all week. If Lamar plays as bad as he did last week,
I don't think that's reasonable.
I don't think he's going to either, but I think that the Steelers can take a very close game and win it if the Ravens can't figure their shit out from last week.
Fair.
I mean, it's plausible. The Steelers are getting TJ Watt back, so that defense gets an automatic boost. Lamar, like you said, threw 4 picks last week, so not great. I mean, they won that game, yeah, sure, but they didn't look very good doing it.
No, and it's divisional game. Those are more likely to be upsets than others sometimes.
Yeah, and I think Najee Harris is going to have a wonderful game this week. At least he should.
Yeah, he always should.
I think the Steelers can do it, but the moon has to be just right. The sun, the stars, the waves.
alignment of the planets has to be just right.
Well, they're fucked because they ain't no aligned.
All right. Well, Drew, final thoughts for us.
Taysom Hill led the Dallas-New Orleans game in both passing and rushing. Both teams. Fun stuff.
Ew.
Yep.
Yeah, that just for his passing.
What happened to Tony Pollard, bitch?
He scored 15 points.
Wait, how many yards did Taysom Hill have on the ground then?
A lot, actually.
Wait, really?
I'll tell you right now.
I thought it was
Hill had 11 carries for 100 yards.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Jesus, all right.
He also threw for 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions.
So just for comparison, that's a interception every 66 yards, 66 pass yards.
That's terrible.
And every 25 rushing yards.
Nice stat. That's a great stat actually, because that's terrible. Yeah, no, not great. I got a little upset special for you. I think we're gonna have a tie atop the AFC West after Week 13 because the Broncos are gonna beat the Chiefs this week. It's happening. It's happening. We're gonna get a little Teddy Bridgewater magic.
You think they're gonna tie of all outcomes?
Also,
no. They're gonna be tied at the top of the standings.
Yeah, yeah, they're 6-5. Chiefs are 7-4. They win. They're both 75. The Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs all handed the Cowboys a loss. Too. My little fun fact. Yeah. So the Cowboys had a terrible time against the AFC West this year, and honestly, barely beat the Chargers. So they were hanging on by a thread. 1-3 against the AFC West. Thank God they're done playing. I think they're done playing AFC teams. So the Cowboys might have a better time moving forward. But AFC West, there will be a tie, 7-5. Broncos, Chiefs. Please let it happen. I hate the Chiefs. Someone kill them.
Somebody killed the Chiefs.
So what
Like,
if they
on the
actually tie?
If they tie, then the Chiefs are still
I
atop
know.
the AFC West. Okay, all right.
I know that, but what
Do
are
you need
you gonna do
clarification?
if they actually tie?
So if they tie, I don't know. Drew, you got any hot lead balls lying around I could swallow?
No,
All
sorry.
Sorry.
Fresh out.
Yeah, you fresh out. All right. What about any plutonium cores I could take a bite out of?
I would be so rich, Zach.
Yeah, I know you would. All right, well, see, Chris, listen, I tried, but there's nothing I can do. I'll
There's
just
some
accept it.
antimatter you can.
Oh my God! dude.
Contact
Trillions of dollars. Trillions.
Chris, you'd have so many kidneys. You don't know what to do with them.
You would
Whoa.
have so many kidneys.
Whoa! I got a kidney. I
You
can
would be
just
the human centipede of kidneys.
No, it would just be like one of those like
on up in there.
no, it's like a battery. It's like a recharge. You just replace it every week. Open the hatch and just pop it in.
You'd have enough money
wait,
that you
but
could
then I
make
wouldn't
that
have seven.
happen.
Other than that, so I mean, obviously looking at all the games for next week too, I could see the Colts pooping themselves again and losing to the Texans.
Yep.
I mean, and then you just have games like, Washington, Vegas. Whatever. Who cares about that game? Both teams are going to end up 6-6. Cincinnati Chargers should be a high scoring game. And this week marks the beginning of the Lions' comeback into playoff form. Sweet.
They need 45 things to happen.
All
Yeah,
45
just
are going to
remember,
happen. All of them.
What's
All of them.
amazing about that is they could make the playoffs with only 4 wins.
How is that even possible?
That's
be
what's
6
so
wins.
amazing. They could go 4-13.
No,
and
they
still
can't make the playoffs with
playoffs.
4 wins. They need 6 wins.
And they can't go 4-13 because they have a tie. A la Steelers.
No, 5 wins and a tie. 5 and a tie.
They're
How is that possible?
And
We're
then
in week
1.
13. We're in
They're-
week 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And they have
18.
a tie.
the tie already happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
so
no
they'd have to
there's not 18 weeks.
They
in
have
the
to win
regular
out.
There are
season.
18 weeks in the NFL season.
17
But there's only
games played.
17 games.
Right.
Correct.
So they would be 6, 10, and 1.
And if
That's
everything happened the way it needs to happen for them, they would make it. So their playoff hope is still alive, even though they're sitting at 10-1.
Oh, you're
Asinine.
You're right.
That's how bizarre this season has been. In prior seasons, you're sitting at 0-5, you're already eliminated from the playoffs. Nope, 10-1. Yeah, sure. No, we got a spot.
You still got a shot.
We got a spot. Want it? Come take it. Fucking someone just, I don't know. Put them out of their misery. Who are they playing next week? Let's see. Who are they playing? Let's take a look. Minnesota. All right. Hopefully Dalvin Cook's back. Oh no, Madison. Alexander Madison. Put him away. Just put him down.
Don't
End
keep the hope alive.
End it.
No more false hope for the Lions.
Oh God. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and putting up with our bullshit. And my sinus infection induced Benadryl fueled coma. I'm Soggy Boy. To my right, I have Drew. Where did our nameplates go?
Ah.
Where did nameplates go? That should display name. Oh, hold on. I want our nameplates back.
What did you do?
For Drew, for Chris, I am Zach. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on Twitch. We are on TikTok. We are on SportsMe. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts,
Stitcher.
Apple Podcasts. We are actually on Stitcher. Don't get it twisted. You can follow us anywhere we have socials. I think we basically have everything now at this point. Yeah. So love you. Stay soggy.
Hey, Yabo.
Anybody gonna sign off, or I'm just gonna say
Bye.
our
Bye.
fucking assholes.